I know it's a scary time out there, and there's a lot of fear that people are dealing with. During this time, I really want you to understand how magnificent and how powerful you are. We have two different things. We have something that's called a normal computer, and even the supercomputer that we have is still a normal computer that processes information, zeros and ones. So either it's a yes or a no. The pieces of information that it can process is only so much. It seems amazing to us, but it's still only so much. There are chemical reactions that if it tried to figure out the possibilities, it would take it billions of years within those chemical reactions to really figure out the answer. But then we've evolved into something that's called quantum computing, where you have something that's called, instead of bits, it's called qubits, where the piece of information can be both a 0 and 1. So it's not always a yes and no, it's everything in between. It's all the different possibilities between a yes and a no. And with that, if you have then, let's say 50 qubits, which is, I think it's the strongest computing power that they have nowadays, they are able then to figure something that would take billions of years for a normal computer. It would only take them a few seconds. And they're hoping to evolve these supercomputers to what's called, where we have 300 qubits. And if you would do a mathematical equation of that, it would look like the number 2 to the power of 300. So it's a number of 2 because it can be both 0 and 1. So there's two possibilities in every piece of information. And if you then do that exponentially to 300, it doesn't seem like a much, but it's actually as many atoms that exist in the universe. So it is a very large number. And I don't know if you remember the Chinese proverb with the king and the peasant. The king wanted to thank the peasant for something that he did, and he asked what he wanted in return. So he had a board of chess, and every piece, every square, he said, well, the first square you put just one grain of rice, and second square 2 grains of rice, and then you double that every square of rice or every square on the chessboard. And the king said, well, that can't be that bad. That doesn't seem like a lot, but because of that exponential power at the end of the chess, the pile of rice was actually larger than the Mount of Everest, which means that it becomes an enormous number. So how are we going to tie this into the power that exists within you? Well, you have trillions of cells, and every cell contains information about every part of your body. And so it means that instead of just 2 pieces of information that every cell has, it has an nth to the power of information. We say trillions of, so be instead of 2 to the power of 300, it's trillion to the power of trillion. That's how much information your body can process. That is how much intelligence that exists within you. So that is the type of information that your immune system is processing. And so then to understand when we're dealing with something like a virus, the amazing doctor that you have within yourself. And we think that, well, it's only the brain that is figuring things out, but they're finding that the gut is part of the brain. They're finding that the skin actually is a brain as well. And in fact, every cell is a brain in itself. And they're processing this amazing information, and your body has the ability to adapt to all these different stressors on the immune system. So don't run around in fear thinking that you need something else out there. It is good to support yourself and nutritionally make sure that your health is strong. And that is how we can then maximize this amazing doctor that you have within yourself. So, and that is what we do here, is that we make sure that we give you the nutrients so that your body can function at an optimum place, so that you can then access this incredible intelligence. So don't try to look outward. Don't look for just regular computers, which is what kind of that Newtonian medical system is dealing with right now. Look for the quantum computer. Look for the one that can solve things in seconds rather than taking billions of years, which is your own system, your own immune system. It can do that. Make sure that you don't let go of that power.